But what people don't understand is I suppose it seems strange because the majority of oh, we got just stop shit. We've spadded. Oh, no. So there you have it. I've gone and had a SPAD, haven't I? I was 50 minutes into a 1 hour journey and it happens. And so here we are, take 2 on the Brighton Mainline, London Victoria to Brighton, also known as the London Commuter Line. And we're taking the class 387 on the scenario called Rerouted. So, here's take 2. What are we waiting for? Let's hope it's a better one. Let's get started. Okay, right, so let's get this door closed and let's get things set up here. So ESD on, vigilance on, or normal. I can't quite grab that one. That one doesn't do anything, neither does that one. Are you sure those don't do anything? Just double checking anyway, we've got everything we need. These don't do anything, do they? So we've got that on. We have got that on, haven't we? Normal. Okay. Right, so let's get in our chair. And we need to set our master key on. And then it wants us to go into neutral. Oh, got it in forward. And it wants us to set our lights to day running. And unlock the doors. Let's just have a quick look outside, shall we? We've got something coming in over there. Oh, going out over the other side. Now then. So, as usual, I seem to have this problem where nobody wants to... Oh, did I see a passenger? No. Nobody wants to travel on my train. And to be quite honest with you, I can understand why. I mean, I have had... this is a regular occurrence for me where nobody gets on my train. Yeah. The reason being is because they don't trust me, and I don't trust myself neither. Because I've just tried to record this journey, and I ended up spadding through a red light, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I would show it you, but you know, it'd be a very long video, so we're gonna have to start again. Right, lock the doors. Let's see if we can manage this better this time. Right, let's get it into forward. And I think we're ready to go. We can get the power on. Let's get moving. Yeah, so we're actually doing a scenario rather than a timetabled journey. And the reason being is because I find the scenarios more challenging, which makes them a little bit more exciting. But what tends to happen, I've noticed with the scenario-based journeys is you get more prompts along the route telling you what to do. So you'll just have to bear with those prompts that will pop up in terms of giving me whatever instructions are required. Right, so I haven't been on for a little while because I've been busy with other work-related stuff, which has been quite challenging, and has just left me too exhausted to make any videos. I have been playing, but sadly I just haven't been in the right frame of mind to do any videos. We can go up to 40 now. So you'll notice that if you're a regular or a returning viewer, a slight difference, well, a few differences actually from my normal play, which I'll go into in a moment. Just want to make sure I don't break the speed limit here. Finding it a little bit more difficult to concentrate after just spadding through a red signal, making me having to start all over again. So there's the potential it's going to happen again, really, to be honest. We need to keep an eye on these signals, right? Because one of my returning viewers, called, I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning him or her, one of my returning viewers, called Wolfgang, I think that's how you pronounce it, suggested I play with the top right HUD signal aspect switched off. So I'm having to literally respond to the signals as they approach me, or rather me approach them on the actual line itself, without having a kind of pre-notification on the top right HUD. Can't get my words out. He was saying it makes it more immersive, which it certainly does. It makes the game obviously harder to play, but it does make it much more realistic. I had played it a couple of times before, but not in any of my videos with the signal aspect HUD switched off. Was that a single yellow then? I think it was. It is, because we've got a red coming up. I think you can't go over 25 on those, otherwise your train automatically stops. I think that is the rule. So if someone could tell me, I'm sure if you go over those magnets on a red, the train will stop anyway. Well, it can't always be the case, because I've just spadded through one on here. It's not going to change, is it? Anyway, so we'll wait. Oh, see, it changed as soon as I stopped. Right. We can get going. Yeah, so yeah, I'd not played it with the signal aspect switched off on any of my previous videos that you may have watched. Please do go and have a look at my other videos. You'll notice that most of my, well, I think all of my other, no, there is a video of me driving the Pendolino. But most of my videos are BR Blue because that is my favourite era, and I love driving the diesels. I find them much more involved and interesting to drive, more difficult to control. I'm going a bit fast here through these yellows. I should only be in the 30s really, so let's be a good boy now. Not that there is any specific rule, I believe, in terms of what speed you should be doing through yellows. I believe that is the case. But I did read, I read that from a real train driver, that any driver going faster than 40 miles an hour in a yellow aspect area needs their head seen to. Which I can understand. Yeah, so now then, I need to be, what is difficult about this route, although the trains are quite easy to drive and responsive, is and because I'm not over familiar with the route, it's very easy to get caught out by speed changes. And there's one which, before we get to Gatwick, that pops up, that always catches me out. In theory, that shouldn't happen this time because I've just literally driven through here. I must have been about just over half of the way through the journey, I think. So it's nice to be back. As I say, I've been busy and quite annoyed that I've not been able to do some videos. I have been playing, but I've just not been in the right frame of mind to do commentaries, and so obviously there's no point in just recording a commentary-free video, although I think some people do prefer commentary-free videos. People certainly do make them anyway. But I do like a bit of a commentary because myself personally, from other people, Tintin's a good commentaries. I watch him a lot. I like watching, is it Dad's Rail? Although I haven't seen much of his stuff recently because I think he's been busy or held up with things, so he hasn't made as many videos recently. So yeah, those. See, I don't know what I've said in this video, because I've a lot of what I'm talking about I mentioned in the first version of this, where I ended up spadding. Anyway, let's forget about that. So subject. Yeah, so I'm mainly a BR Blue fan, as you will know, those of you who watch. So what am I doing? Playing modern day EMUs. Well, you know, I do like any UK based routes, to be honest, because I have got many of them. What have I been rewarded with here? I didn't quite catch that. But yeah, so why am I playing this? Well, and why have I got this route if I'm a BR Blue fan? Well, it's just, as I say, nice to have a change, and the reason why I got this Brighton to London line, or London to Brighton line, whichever way around you want to call it, is because the only real place I've kind of been down south is Brighton, and it wasn't even by train. I actually drove. We went via Salisbury. It was sort of a multi kind of weekend or a few days away. So we'd gone down Salisbury way, and we'd then made our way across over to Brighton. So it was quite a mammoth journey, really. And then we came back up via the M25. Why am I going so slow? We have got 60 coming up, but I just feel I'm being a bit too cautious. Would like to try and keep to the timetable time, if I can. So we're down to a 60 here. I think this is, I'm not sure if this is where I got caught out. There might be another speed change later on. No, it might be this one, I'm not sure. Yeah, so I had we had this weekend away, which finished off in Brighton, and the reason we were going to Brighton is because I'm a Doctor Who fan, mostly of the classic series, and it was back in probably it was 2006, because the new series I think came back in 2005. Yeah, we've got a speed drop here. Broke more than what I needed to there. I think it's because I'm still panicking over that. What's that? Yellow. Panic attack. It's gone to green now. But we still need to drop down to 40. See, we had to drop to 40 because we were changing rail. Yeah, so I think it's just purely down to the fact that I'd been to Brighton that made me buy this route. But I've got no familiar. I'm not familiar with the railway at all, but because I'd been to Brighton, I kind of had this curiosity of the train system, so I decided to buy the route. I was just having one of those weekends where I just fancied doing something a little bit different, and bought this route, and I'm so glad I did, because it has become my favourite modern day route. more so than the recent, more recent release of the West Coast Mainline route from Euston to, is it Milton Keynes? And why is that? Because I know there's a lot more kind of to do on that route. I don't know, there's just something really nice about this route, really. What I like a lot about it is, I'm surprised about, with it being a older route, is how busy the route is. I mean, you've literally got trains passing you every minute, you know, if not more frequent than that. And I was quite shocked because I wasn't expecting that to be the case with an older route, you know, because I didn't think older routes would be able to handle so much information. Whereas I know a lot of the newer routes seem to be suffering with, particularly people who are playing on older consoles. They've had to restrict the number of AI traffic on the route because the game has been crashing. So we've got 13 miles to Gatwick. Yeah, so Wolfgang, one of my returning viewers, hello there. Thank you for suggesting switching off the HUD. It does make it much more immersive. You have to be a lot more focused. I'm finding it easier recently to play it this way because I've now got a 4K TV and a bigger screen because I play in my living room. And is this a single? No, double. And I sit about 2.5 meters away from the TV screen, and so having that extra sized screen and with it being in 4K, I can see the signals much more easily, because when I had tried in the past, it was quite difficult to read the signals. And I've noticed that's more so the case with the more recent released routes, and I don't know why. There must be just more graphical information on the screen, which makes it more difficult to read the signals. Whereas on here, the signals are much more. They appear to be much more clear, even at a distance. Put the foot down. And I think this is a really good route to sort of, if you're going to start playing without the signal aspect, information being pre-presented on the top right. This is a good route for sort of kind of training yourself or learning to play it without that aid. I mean, originally I used to have that giant HUD in the bottom right hand corner when I first started playing, I can't believe I used to use that. I'm not knocking anybody who does use it, because sometimes it can provide some vital information. That can be quite helpful. So we've got green here. I'm starting to get that end of the tunnel confused then with a possible yellow. So we've got 8 carriages, so we don't have to worry too much about, well, you know, we do need to make sure we get our stops as perfect as we can, but when you've got 12 carriages on, there's no margin for error. You need to make sure you get your stop spot on, otherwise you're going to end up having carriages hanging over the back of the platform, which is not a very good thing. Or worse, overshooting the end of the platform, particularly if it's a red. Yeah, so that's what I quite like about this route as well, is it really challenges you to stop your train exactly on the designated mark. Right, we've got some speed changes coming up. We need to drop to 80 in a moment. How are we doing on time? Let's have a look outside. I don't think we've had a look from outside. Oh, trust me, let's just get back in the cab because we're about to speed. We don't want to do that. Let's just drop the speed limit down to 80. Feeling quite tired now. I should have recorded this. I should have had a break and come back to recording this, re-recording this. We can have a look outside now, can't we? I think. Are we safe enough to? Oh, look at that. It's banking now. It's a nice banking shot, isn't it? We need to keep an eye on these signals. That's the only trouble with doing outside shots. I've just discovered. You don't know what your signals are. So I think that's the only criticism I would have of not having the signal aspect in the top right hand corner, is if you're wanting to do regular outdoor shots of the train, particularly on a route like this where the signals are quite frequent, unless you're an expert player, you could find yourself in a bit of sticky situations. So we're travelling quite a bit under speed here. I don't know why. I think this train here in the front. I don't know what class that is because I haven't driven it yet, so I'm not familiar with it, but I believe it's a I think it's a diesel. If we catch up with it, we should hear, but it seems to be picking up speed on us really. I'm gonna have to drop my speed. I'm not sure if we're going to make it on time. We might just get there. On time, that is, for Gatwick. Right, so we've got a double. We need to be braking now anyway, really. Is this a double, or it should be a signal? It is a signal. Single. Shit. Sorry, I swore then, didn't I? I think we've gone into emergency mode because I didn't press the I didn't press the AWS in time. Damn it. So we're just gonna have to wait for it to reset. I don't know if there's a reset button. I think you have to wait about a minute. Damn. Which is going to make us late now. Remember how it resets. I'm pretty certain it resets automatically. Yeah, there we go, so we can move on. What a disaster. Oh well, at least we didn't get kicked out of the game this time. Yeah, so the reason we went into emergency, why the train stopped, I didn't press the AWS quick enough. We're not very late. It's just unprofessional, isn't it? Seeing these planes come in, the first time I played this, I wasn't expecting to see the planes. And I was kind of, it was one of those wow moments, Make sure I press that button. We're a little bit stopped a little bit too far forward there. Right, let's have a look outside while it's safe to do so. I can hear a plane. There it is. Wow. Yeah, so, I mean, all these stations are really busy. Even with passengers normally as well. Look, we still haven't got any passengers on. And I'm really starting to understand why. Right, we can lock the doors because we need to make sure we pick up our time now after that emergency stop. plane. Cool. What have we got waiting over there? Another one of us. Keeping clear of me. Right, so I have a feeling we're going to be late now, aren't we? For the rest of the journey. Oh well. They're saying that perhaps we might get more regular green lights with us delaying ourselves. Yeah, so going to Brighton was an interesting experience for me as a northerner, because I'm used to a lot of the resorts up in the north here, like Blackpool. I mean, the nearest resort to me is Rill and Llandudno. Rill, I couldn't really call it a resort anymore because it hasn't got a fare. Not that it has to have a fun fare, but it hasn't got a fare anymore. It has further along in Towyn, which has sort of become more of the holiday zone in the Rill area. But in Rill centre itself, many of the all the arcades are virtually gone. A lot of the B&Bs have gone, hotels have gone. A lot of them went into disrepair and so were knocked down, and so they were just rebuilt into apartments and housing association type accommodation, really. Which is a shame, you know. Rill is a former shadow of itself, but I mean, what can you do? You know, people just don't go to seaside resorts anymore like they used to. I mean, North Wales, though, is still a very popular holiday destination, but more so for the outdoor pursuits type of kind of person, really, or people who just want a relaxing weekend in the countryside. So we'll go camping down to Betws-y-Coed and Anglesey Way. Snowdonia is probably one of the Snowdonia is probably one of the most popular tourist attractions in North Wales, including many of the other mountains. So, you know, you get a lot of hikers and people who just want to chill in the countryside environment. So I'm very fortunate as to having close access to all of these places. But it's a shame that the holiday resorts, particularly Rill, has succumbed to not really being a holiday resort anymore. Sort of the most popular regular place would be, oh god, we need to drop down speed here. Blackpool is probably the next nearest place, which is still sort of, I suppose you could call Brighton's competitor, but they're very different. They're very different to each other in their clientele, really. For example, when me and my late wife we visited Brighton, you could tell there was money in Brighton compared to if you go to Blackpool. All the pubs and restaurants, you know, they were much more high on a higher graded level, much more expensive, and you know, people were wining and dining with bottles and bottles of champagne. We couldn't really afford to be there. We felt out of place, to be honest. You know, not knocking anybody who lives there or is able to holiday there regularly, but you know, and this is going back in 2006, so I don't, you know, I'm not really giving a true representation of what Brighton is like today, because I haven't been there since then. But back in that time, it was quite an eye-opener to us. Yeah, all our lights are on green. I'm sure when I played this before, I wasn't getting all these green lights. So like double yellows all the way through. We need to knock the speed down slightly. We're coming up to a stop soon. And this is near where I spadded on my last attempt at playing this. Not at Haywards, it was just after. There was a speed drop to 30 miles an hour, and I just didn't see it coming up, and I was just going too fast. Oh, this is whoa. This is a nice nice bridge we got here. Need to see the signal that's coming up though. So we're getting quite close to our stop now. How are we doing on time? We've got 2 minutes, so we might be able to do it. Right, we got the yellow. I want to start slowing down a little bit faster, to be honest with you, because I don't know what this light's going to be. But it was a double yellow, so this should be single yellow, shouldn't it? Yeah. Make sure I press that button. My God. I heard it before, you know, when we had that emergency stop. But my mind just wasn't registering properly to press the button. It just goes to show coming in a bit fast here. Well, that's not a bad stop, considering I was having to use a lot of brake then, though. Because we should have been coming in a bit more slower, really. So as you can see, well, I wouldn't be overhanging in just in... How many cars is this? I think it's 8 cars, isn't it? Yeah, so we should have stopped by here, really. But as I say, I mean, that board over there, that's 10, so 12 must be right at the end here. But there's no sign there. See, I wouldn't have known, only for watching other people's videos, what those were for. Got quite a bit of a wait here, haven't we? So, what have we got left now? We've got Hassocks, then Brighton, so we've only got one more stop before Brighton. Let's try and not cock it up. Because it was just after here I cocked up somewhere. Right, the dispatcher has allocated us onto the upline to run to Brighton. We will cross over onto the other track now. Okay. Whatever you say. They're saying locked doors. They are locked, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what that light was at the station just then, whether it was yellow or whether it was green. Right, thank God for that. Right, so we've got a double yellow in front of us. Right, so if we see in the top right hand corner there, in 2 miles we dropped to 30 miles an hour, and I think it was something relating to that as to why I ended up going through a red light or doing something wrong. So we've got double yellow, so the next light is potentially single yellow. Which I can't, yeah, it's a signal. I need to drop this down, Dave. I don't know why I was picking up so much speed. I'm getting tired now, you see. This is red, isn't it? Yeah. So I nearly got caught out again. I was obviously picking up speed and not really paying attention. I'm surprised we were allowed to, anyway. Right, so we'll just sit and wait here now. Let's just have a look on the map and see what's going on ahead of us. Is there some kind of train? So where are we? We're here. So there must be something going on somewhere. Yeah, we've got a train in the station here. So once that's left this station or gone through there, we should be on yellow now then. If I can get, yeah, we are. Right, so come on in, let's get going. Yeah, so this is where I cocked up. Oh, God. See, you get so used to the predictability of the timetabled journeys, you don't expect reds to just suddenly pop up. And obviously I'm quite new to playing with the top right HUD switched off for the signal aspect. I bet you Wolfgang's having a good laugh. Oh dear. What's this? It's another red. I need to keep more alert here. This is turning into one of my worst disasters ever. So we don't have to open the doors because we're not meant to be stopped here as a passenger service. Just double check map ahead of us just to see. We haven't been, we're crossing back over here now, so we must be just waiting for something to pass through, I'm guessing. Yeah, there's this train here coming towards us now. Wow, it's travelling fast, isn't it? It's like a rocket. So we should be able to see it shortly. If I can get back in here, can I see? Yeah, there it is. So once that's past us, we should be able to move on. Yep, there we go. Right, so now this is 20 miles an hour over this crossover. Gone over speed, look, I just took my eyes off it for a second. It's because the back carriages haven't crossed over yet. Oh dear. I think we'd managed to not break the speed limit up until about there. So we've got 2 miles to go for our next stop at Hassocks. Is this a little, it's like a little house on the top of this bridge. Oh, I see, it's a station. It's part of the station. Very nice. There's a place near me called Mostyn, and there is this bridge you drive through, and it's got a house on the top of it. And then it's actually got another tunnel that goes through the middle of it. So how there's any space within inside the house, I do not know, but it's quite intriguing. Belongs to Lord Mostyn Estates, and it's called Dry Bridge, I think it's called. Oh, we're going about to speed here. Just drop it down to 73. We're stopping in a mile anyway, so maybe we should just start dropping speed anyway. This feels an enormously long journey to me, because I've already played it up to here once and then come straight back in. Can't see anything indicating a station here. Just looks blank ahead, doesn't it? Let's drop it down to 30 and play safe, Dave. I normally hit stations at about 30 miles an hour as a rule. .30ish anyway. But these long stations, there's a bit more play in it, really. Going a little bit too slow here. But at least we're on time anyway, so we can take this slow stop. That'll do me. Unlock the doors. Let's have a look out here. I like these signs. I didn't know that. I thought, you know, I didn't realise. I can hear loads of people here, but I can't see anybody. I can hear loads of invisible people. Welcome to Hassocks. Still nobody on my train, look. I mean, maybe it was meant to be an empty train anyway. Well, if it was... Oh, look, we've got a passenger. I've got one passenger. Hello there, mate. Wow, one passenger. I'm sure it was that guy I tried to push on earlier on. Anyway, we need to lock the doors. And they're on the right side, aren't they? Oh, I'm so chuffed we've got one passenger. Hooray! I'm happy that we're at least taking one person to Brighton. Come on, let's move. 6 miles to go. So if you haven't got this route, I highly recommend getting it, especially if you are an modern day EMU fan or DMU fan. Highly recommend buying it. Don't be put off by it being one of the older routes that was released, because that did nearly put me off buying it, thinking, oh well, it's not a recent release, so it's not going to be up to the mark, is it? You just automatically assume that. But don't be fooled, because one of the other routes I bought before this is the Cathcart Circle, I think it's called, which is up in Scotland. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's interesting to see, isn't it? Something's gone wrong there. Can't see a bloody thing here. The Cathcart Circle, I mean, I love, I can't remember the name of the class now, but there's an add-on class that you can buy that's not included with the route. That was throwing me then, those graphics were all confusing. And the station, is amazing. The graphics, the detail and everything. But to me, it might not be to you, depending on what you like, but to me, I find it quite a frustrating route to drive. Simply based on the fact, like, it feels like you're driving the tube, because I relate it to the tube because when you're driving the tube, which I've also got as a route, you're stopping, very frequently. And when I say frequently, it's very frequently. You're stopping every minute and it's the same. This is interesting, isn't it? Can we have a little look at that bridge? It's quite a high-rise bridge there. Yeah, and the trouble is with the Cathcart Circle is, if that's how you pronounce it, you're just stopping every half a mile, if that. I think it could even be less than half a mile in some cases. And it just, you know, I'm not really into stopping that frequently. So this is why I like this route, because there are quite a few stops. We haven't stopped at every station on this particular journey, but there are frequent stops along here. But on that Cathcart Circle, you're just stopping all the time, and it just becomes, to me, monotonous, you know. Right, we're into double yellow territory here, so we need to slow down. I want to try and get it down into the 30s, really. I don't know if it was, I said earlier, but a train driver had said that anybody going faster than 40 in a yellow aspect zone needs their head seen to. Oh dear. I'm sure I said that on the first recording, that's the trouble. Is this yeah, it's a single, so we just keep it at that. Yeah, so you know, it makes the game much more interesting. See, I don't know what this signal's going to be. And, you know, it could quite easily be a yellow, so that would perhaps push you to carry on going faster. See, it is green by the looks of it. So, if I'd have known that was green by the HUD, I could have started picking up speed sooner. And, in a way, that's cheating, isn't it, really? I'm surprised it's green though, because we are going to have to slow down very shortly. We have got a 40 mile an hour speed limit coming up, so I might as well knock off this acceleration. In fact, put some brake in here. I think we've got a yellow coming up. And we're veering off to the left. So there we go. And we've got 25 coming up and a 20 into the station. Just got through there. You could see by going through those crossovers, if you were going too fast, how easy you could derail. So here we are in sunny Brighton at 5:15 in the afternoon. What's that over there? Alright, looked like a Class 101 for a moment. Not that Class 08. That one over there. My eyes were deceiving me. Right, we're coming up to 25. We need to drop this, Dave. Come on. Gonna have to put some more brake in, I think, to be just sure. Platform 4, does that mean? So we've made it to Brighton, folks. It's taken me much longer than it has for you. But there we go. Yeah, so don't be put off buying this with it being an older route. The lighting feels really nice at this time of night, coming in here. A lot of the time when I've come in here or come out of here, it's been bloody foggy, so I've not really been able to appreciate it in this really crispy, sharp contrast. I'll do as I wasn't going to take any risks. Unlock those doors. Will anybody get off? I can see people getting on. Probably know that I'm not going to be driving it back. But I didn't see anybody getting off, did you? So there we have it. There's Brighton. Brighton Station. Isn't that cool? That looks pretty good. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. So thank you and goodbye.